Hey, guys. So this vid is gonna be a bit more of a personal topic for me, and so I'm kind of by making this, basically kind of letting you guys delve a little bit more into TikTok or YouTube content created. I guess, this gets to let you guys know me a bit better now, or on a more personal level, essentially, by me feeling comfortable enough to share this with you guys. But I kind of just wanted to, talk about it. I mean, I've already talked about it with plenty of people already, but I think it also just helps me to get over the situation more as well. I essentially had a falling out with a friend of mine. We used to be really good, pretty close friends. I mean, we've like talked about a good amount of personal stuff with each other, been there for each other a bit, so yeah, we got pretty close together. We were good, solid friends. And then somewhere along the lines, we started drifting apart and like not really talking at all. Like, I'd be lucky if my friend even responded the same day as when I messaged them, even if they sent me something and then I instantly replied back and they didn't like respond, and that was very weird and off-putting for me because like I was very confused. I was like, did I do something wrong? Did I act bad or something like that? I don't understand where this gap came from, But I totally get that those things can happen because, people get more busy in life. They have to do more stuff, might not have enough time for people as much as they used to. But it was the little things that started disappearing, which upset me. And it really started bugging me. The good morning texts started disappearing. The felt like less effort was being put in on one side. Like, we were very close friends. We'd even say stuff like "I love you" and all that. We weren't in a there wasn't nothing romantic or nothing like that. Yeah, stuff like that just started disappearing. We started playing way less. We started playing way less. We started talking way less. After a while, it was like kind of felt like I felt really alienated, or like I just didn't really recognize or know that person anymore. And it started to always feel like when I wanted to do things with them or wanted to speak with them, I would start to feel like I was being brushed off or like essentially ignored. And I didn't like that feeling. Nobody really likes that feeling. And that's completely valid and understandable to not like that feeling at all. And I started to worry a lot more that I was doing something wrong or saying something bad. Every time I did or asked, hey, am I bothering you? Am I annoying? It's okay if you don't want to be friends anymore and stuff. I totally understand. I'd be like, oh, I know people can be very busy. And like every time I'd be reassured, be like, oh no, it's not like that. I'm sorry. I've just been really busy lately. I'm sorry that we haven't had time to play games or something like that. So yeah, every time I felt like that, they would reassure me. I never really got used to it. I'd always get that bad feeling, in my stomach or in my chest that something was wrong. So recently, like almost this thing has been almost a week since then, but a lot of the time, like every day. And then I'd be trying to justify and find reasons in my head, like, oh, they're probably just busy, probably just doing something right now. Probably have school stuff to do, like, well, uni, because we're in uni and all that. We don't go to the same uni though. So it's like, oh yeah, they're probably in uni. Maybe they're spending time with family. Maybe they're hanging out with friends, other friends in real life and stuff like that. All these reasons and stuff like that I started coming up with, so I calmed myself down. And then one day it must have ended up getting like really bad, and I could not stand feeling like it anymore. So I just straight up fully addressed the problem as like, hey, it really just doesn't feel like you care anymore at all. It's like, it feels like you don't want to talk to me at all. I know you say you're busy and stuff, but like you don't reply at all. Or like even other busy people that I'm friends with, they still manage to like say stuff to me, and I feel like I'm being neglected in this friendship, and the feelings and all that aren't being reciprocated back. Like, I really miss my friend. I really miss hanging out with you more, talking to you more, It feels like whatever part I was in your life, like I don't know, maybe I got replaced or I'm being replaced. I'm disappearing from being in your life and all that. And I don't really like it. And then a while later, they end up responding. It's like, I'm sorry. I never meant to make you feel neglected. I'm just really busy. I really haven't had time to, message anyone lately. I have so much going on, this and that, and all that stuff. And then I was like reading it, and I was like, oh my gosh, wow. It's okay. I totally only get that now. And then it's like, and then I start being worried about them again, like usual. It's like, oh my gosh, how are you holding up? Is this workload, whatever you're doing, too much for you? You okay, this and that? And I've always been like that, like throughout our whole friendship, be like, oh, I hope you have a good day, this and that, you know I hope uni's going well for you, whatever. Make sure you're eating well, have some water, whatever. And some of you, and even when I'm saying it right now, it sounds like kind of sort of like in a sort of relationship that's not like friendly, but we are and we're just friends. And yeah, we were only friends. So but we were really close friends, so that's why it's like that with us. And so yeah, after that, it's like the next day. So the next day they started messaging, a bit more, starting showing a bit more care, and I was kind of happy. But it's kind of like everything that I complained about and the other day completely vanished. Like, even like the things I was saying yesterday when I talked to them about it, it was like, I feel like I'm a dog that, like, you toss a biscuit to every once in a while so that I come back and I give you the attention that you want from me and all that stuff. That's how it felt. That's how bad the friendship between us got. And yeah, but then now it's even like the next day things were getting really better, and I was really happy for that. And I was looking forward to it, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes, finally our friendship is back. I missed this so much and all that. And then, like, something happened, like, in the afternoon that day. I was online with with my other friend, my buddy. Him and we were playing. I saw that this friend was online. I saw that this friend was online, and I messaged him. I was like, hey, do you want to play with us? Me and my other friend were online. It would be totally fun. We could run up, this game mode that you'd like, because, they really like this one game mode a lot. So, like ARAM. And they're like, hey, I'm actually taking a break right now. And I was like, oh, okay, no worries. And they hop offline, which I was like, no, that's totally cool. I saw them playing with other people earlier. That makes sense. They probably played a lot. They want to take a break. I like to take breaks too from gaming a while. So, like, in my head, I kind of just brushed it off. It's like, oh, okay, fair enough, whatever. Later in the day, it gets to around, nighttime. I hop on the game again. My friends, because my other friend's gonna hop on later too, like in a couple, like 20 minutes or something like that, or 10 minutes, or like at least I see them on Discord. So I'm planning to ask them to play League. And then I see that one friend that couldn't play earlier because they were taking a break. So I messaged I said, hey, um is your Discord working? Because mine's not. Like, because there was a bug at the time. I forgot to mention that there was a bug at the time. Discord was down, and they said, yeah, the Discord's not working for me either. I was like, oh, cool. So it's not just me. Hey, do you want to play now, or do you have plans with other friends? Right? And what they told me was, I need to go and buy water. I need to go and buy water. Now, immediately in my head, I'm instantly like, okay, this is just straight nonsense. The reasonings is are just getting dumber and dumber. The reasons for not wanting to, like, hang out with me, whatever. But then another side of me is like, maybe they are telling the truth. Maybe I should stop thinking like this. Maybe they are telling the truth. Maybe they do need to go buy water, and I should just chill out. I know I've been looking very forward to this, but it's fine. I can wait or something like that. So I was like, oh, okay. So then, not even I sit online on the game. I'm not in a match or anything. I'm not in a match or anything. 1 minute goes by. I check my friends list, and I see that friend is in a match with somebody else. And that's when the feeling comes in. the pain in my chest, in my stomach, it immediately sets in, and it's heavy, and it's a horrible feeling. And I'm thinking, I'm like, oh gosh. I'm like, oh, I don't like this. I'm thinking to myself, so I was right. I was right. They really don't want to hang out with me at all or play with me anymore. You know, they don't really want to be my friend. They just want my attention. And then so now I'm really worried, and I'm trying my best to calm myself down and chill out. Because at this point, I feel betrayed. I'm trying my best to not feel so worried or scared. I start coming up with the reasons again. Maybe this, that, or didn't want to blah 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 and all that stuff. And then I finally snapped. I was like, why am I always making excuses for them? Why am I always making excuses for this person? I don't ever worry this much with my other friends. I would never do something like this to my other friends. That's what I started thinking, and so I snapped, and I messaged them. I was like, buying water. At this point, because I was like, are you serious right now? This is where I got really upset, right? They don't respond, right? They finish their match, they don't respond. They proceed to go into a second match. At this point, I'm like, wow, okay. And I get more annoyed, so I say, wow, that is some water you're buying. They don't respond. Play a third match, finish that, they still don't respond. It's not until the fourth match that they actually bother to say anything. And what I get, the response I get is bro. And that's it. I have to wait until like they don't so I replied back. I said, what do you mean, bro? You just lied straight to my face. You just lied straight to my face for no reason. What was the point of that? I don't get it. I didn't say anything until they start a fifth match. And then like, oh, the shop was closed. I saw a friend I was online asked me to play something like that. I can't deal with this, whatever. So then like, okay, first of all, I don't get like rude or mean or anything. I don't say anything. While I'm chill the whole argument. I'm basically chill, right? Because this turns into an argument. I say, okay, but don't you think it might have been nice to like say that? Because you know that like we haven't played in ages, and I've been looking forward to playing with you again. You don't think you could have said something like that? Like you could have explained that to me, or messaged me? Because I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't in a game. I wasn't in a game. I was just chilling. Okay, like okay. I wasn't like I was in practice tool, and you can see when someone's in practice tool. By the way, I was in practice tool for like 1 minute, and it will tell you. It will tell you if your friend is in practice tool. I was in practice tool for a minute. I exited out of it. I checked, and they were in the match with that person, right? So no, I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't in a match or nothing like that, right? So they respond and they say, explain to you like I owe you anything. I'm sorry, but no. And that response really just like, at this point, I'm like, what the hell? And I'm really like mad. So I messaged my other friend that I wanted to play with. I was like, I messaged him. I'm like, hey, can you hop on? I really want to blow some steam off right now. He's like, why? I was like, let's call. I explained the situation and all that. And they're like, all right, man, let's just play some arena or whatever. Let's try to take your mind off it, whatever. Long story short, I can't take my mind off it, right? So I continued this argument with this other friend. And I was like, bro, I'm not saying I owe you anything. But don't you think it would have been nice to like, you could have like, if you could have either not started the match and invited me, like, or you could have just been like, hey, so it turns out the shop is closed, so I can't get any water. I'm in a match with a friend right now, but I can invite you after and we can play. Because I've been looking forward to I know you've been looking forward to playing with me. Because we haven't played in like ages, like in a month or longer. over a month. Like, you could have said something like that to me, you know. And then yeah, so I ended up saying that. Yeah, I was like, you don't think it would have been nice to say something like that to me? Because, you know, I've been waiting all this time, so I really want to play with you. And then I was like, and now like you're upset because you're mad at me because I'm upset for what you did. And then they were like, bro, you're acting like my boyfriend. I don't need you in my life. And then they unadded me. They unadded me off the game, and that blew my mind. I actually, at this point, I am shocked, surprised, disturbed, and really, honestly, just really mad. But the most part was that I was sad. I was deep down in there. I was really freaking sad because I just couldn't stop thinking, what happened to my friend? I want my friend back. That's what I kept thinking. And yeah, so then, so after that happened, now on 2 hours later, the same person, right? They start sending me TikToks in our DMs. They start sending me TikToks on TikTok, right? 2 hours ago, they were just talking about how they don't need me in their life, and they unadded me from their friends list, right? And then 2 hours later, here they are sending me TikToks, you know, wanting to keep the streak up on, you know, like it was nothing. And then at this point, I was actually baffled, and I felt so disrespected, and so, you know, I was like, what? There's no way that they're doing this right now. There's no way that they're acting like this. They must think I'm really stupid or something. So then I don't say anything. I don't respond. I don't do anything. And now it's been over a week. Almost over a week, and I unadded them from TikTok. I unadded them from Discord, unadded them from TikTok. We have not spoken since. And it's and that hurts. That hurts a lot. As glad as I am and happy that I am that I don't have to worry about them anymore or have to be mistreated anymore, it still hurts because I still miss my friend that I was super close with, you know? I miss that person. I missed that time when we were really close like that. But I can't, at the end of the day, you can't keep settling for mistreatment like that. So I think the lesson for this is honestly, stop making excuses for people. Stop making excuses. Stop coming up with so many reasons for this and that. Stop making excuses and be more honest with yourself. Otherwise, you're gonna end up in a situation like me, where they're telling you one thing, but then they're going out and they're doing another thing. So please, stop making excuses for people doing something that you wouldn't ever do to them.